Right now, we've got some bad news because there is potential danger on the horizon. We don't want to have to tell you what we're about to tell you, but it could save you thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So make sure you watch this video to the very end because this is so important today. And this reminds me a little bit of, I don't know if you've ever been to Spain, Michael. I don't think you have, but in Pamplona, Spain, they do the running of the bulls where they put all the bulls into this street. It's a trap for the bulls. And what happens is they trample on everyone and lots of people get hurt. And that's sort of what we're talking about today. So,
and you saw
Michael,
that?
Take it away.
You saw that? Did you see the bulls like running and you were there?
No, I didn't. I wanted to go to watch it, but at the same time, it's too dangerous. So whenever there's danger,
I'd like to see this though. Well, let's talk about this, right? It is a dangerous time right now for Bitcoin. And I need to explain to you, this potentially could be a bear trap at this current price right now. But to explain this, of course, I need to explain myself why I think it could be. By the way, I could be wrong. And this is the problem. If a potential bull trap comes, you need to acknowledge the risk. Otherwise, you're not looking at the opposite. Like if you are, what is that called? Belief bias. When you believe, oh, we're in a bull-like market, and then you don't look at the alternative view.
Yeah.
You're being
confirmation bias.
Yeah. Confirmation bias. You're looking for evidence to prove that you're in a bull-like market. But I don't think that way in my trading system. I always need to look at both point of views. And this could be potentially a bull trap. And I wasn't thinking that, but I looked at other people who mentioned that a few times. And then I started thinking, well, if it is a bull trap and I didn't consider it and I lose a lot, that would be stupid. So I need to look at this. So I've been doing a lot of research in the past, and I need to explain to you the pattern that Bitcoin follows first. And we're going to go back to this time here, right? And as I explained before, you kind of get a bull market in a green zone, right? And then you reach a peak, and once you reach the peak, it's a bear market, right? And then you reach the bottom, and then you have a bull market again. Okay. Now, bull markets can last whatever, quite a long time. Like this one was 141 days. Actually, this is not long at all. The other ones were much longer. But then you reach the PI cycle top, which is an indicator that lets you know that's the top, which was a bit late in what, mind you, but still close to the top. And then the bear market started. Yeah. And every bear market is kind of a descending triangle, which is a bearish pattern, but it's a macro one. It's a huge one. Like this descending triangle, for example, is very, very long. You're talking like 400 days. If you count from the top, when it started going down, it's even longer. So you're talking like the total bear market, 412 days, right? But what you can see from these patterns, right, is they kind of follow the pattern within, right? And then they start to go like this, and then they break the support. Now I need to zoom in to show you this. Why am I not seeing this? Hold on. Yeah, let me turn this off. There we go. So they break support. Yeah, they break the support. And then once they break support, they go to the 200-week moving average. And that's been the pattern. So you can see the support was here. We have a lot of support. We might want to play with the lines a bit, but pretty much that's what it is. Now, once it reaches the bottom, it starts a bull market, a bull trend. Now, you have to know where's the bottom. That's the most important question. Once you're in the bear market, you have to say, where's the bottom? And have we reached it yet? Okay. But once you reach the bottom, then a new bull market starts, okay, which means it never goes back to that price level. This was $159 at that time. It never went back there, right? So it just keep going up and up and up, right? In fact, if you would like to know how much the bull market, if you had bought at the bottom during that time up until the very top, that is literally 9,720%. That's a huge amount of money. That's what, 100x? Yeah, 100x. Okay. So people who bought at the bottom made 100x. So if you put 1,000, you have 100,000. If you put 10,000, you have $1 million, right? If you sold it at the top. Now, so after you reach the top, you then reach a bear market again, right? And that bear market is an indicator basically that, okay, from this moment on, you're going to start going and seeing lower highs. Now it looks like we're not seeing lower low, but we are actually, they're going down. It's a descending triangle, which is bearish. This lasts a long time. If you go from the bottom till the end of the bear market, it's approximately 365 days, like a year. But every time you can see what the pattern is, isn't it? You kind of follow this path, right? You hit the resistance, okay? Then you get like rejected. You go back to like support. Then you bounce off of it, go to the resistance, then go to like support, go to resistance, go to support, go to resistance. And eventually it just breaks the support and goes where? To the 200-week moving average. Now I should make the line a little bit bigger, but I can show you that if we go to the support, I'll make the line bigger because it's quite small. But yeah, it's right there. It's right where it crashed. You can see it. You see that? And that's the bottom at the 200-week moving average. You have to understand the 200-week moving average calls the bottom for most of the bear markets. Yes. So then what happens? Well, that's the bottom. You buy, right? You buy the 200-week moving average. And then what do? You hold it, let's say. And if you did, you do pretty good. If you had bought here and you just hold it until the next PI cycle top, what is that? Another 2,300%. That's 23x. Not as good as the previous bull market, but still pretty good, right? Agreed? So now, but remember this pattern, a descending triangle on a macro level until it breaks support, goes to the 200-week like moving average. And this is where we are right now. And this is why people are confused. Because what we saw, and this confused everybody, even top expert on like crypto, we saw a higher high, yes? But I would argue that this is not a bull market, it's a bear market. And the reason people are confused is because that we saw a higher high, and this has never happened in Bitcoin before. But the reason, actually, if you compare this top here to the regression band on the top, it's actually much lower. Okay, because that's what you should compare it to. It's actually not a higher high. It's actually a lower high if you compare to the regression band on top here. You see that? Because that's going up. So the top goes up and we reached the PI cycle top as well. So now what I am saying, I'm not saying this with definite certainty, okay, because that would not be right. But I'm saying as a possibility that what we're actually going to see right now, or potentially could see, is that exactly what we saw before, a descending triangle that does this. This is the bull trap right now because we're above the bull market support band. But then we get rejected. We go back where? To 32, 33,000. And that's why I say cash positive. Then that's where I'm going to buy it. If that happens, then I would sell it somewhere here at 39 or 40. And then I would exit all the trades. And then I would what? I'd wait until we break the support. And when we break the support, where are we going? We're going to go to approximately 22,500, which is at the 200-week moving average. And that's where I hold. That's where I buy and hold. I don't sell anything for a year. I just hold it because we saw how much money you can make. You just hold it until the next PI cycle top. Now, it's not going to go up super fast. You will see that pattern like this. But, you know, at some point you start going up, isn't it? So to me, if it's going to go like this, I want to be cash positive. And I will be clear to you that for me, I want to be all in at that price for sure. I mean, I put all my cash in it, everything I have, because I don't think it's going to go lower than that. I think that would be the bottom. And, you know, that not saying that this is financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Okay. And so I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we'd be crazy not to think that's a potential scenario and that this was the end of the bull market. And we'd actually been in a confusing bear market, the most confusing Bitcoin has ever seen. So is this what's going to, and the question you're probably asking, is this really going to happen? And the answer is I cannot confirm or deny it. So if I can't confirm or deny it, that means it's high what? That means high risk. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying I will sell everything I have because I still will hold some, but I'm very cash positive. Let me just put it like that. Yeah.
Excellent
think?
analysis. I love how you took us back in time and showed the pattern. It's so clear. Whether that pattern is happening right now, that's yet to be seen, but
That's right.
it has the exact same footprints or same fingerprints that the other ones do. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. And like you said, it's about, we say this all the time, it's about managing your risk, but risk is higher right now. And so we felt like we had to at least let you know this so you can let this inform your trading.
Now I still have trades I can make millions of dollars, and I'm going to keep them. So I'm not saying you should close all of your trades, because this is happened where I've been wrong, and then somebody looked at my thesis and they sold everything, and then they came back. You said Bitcoin was going to crash, and then it didn't. And then they were angry at me. In fact, I will just tell you this true story, because at the top, when the PI cycle top was called, I called it and I sold everything. And I went on the YouTube and I said that I sold everything. And then it kept going up a bit. And 2 or 3 days later, it crashed. Okay. So I was right, but not on time. And this has happened many times, James, where I might be right, but I'm not right about the timing. And because it's hard to get exactly the right time. And I just want to add one more thing before we finish this live, and then people can do what they want. But, there's a high price of oil right now. And there's also, this massive inflation of 7.9%. And they're about to raise a 50-point basis on the interest rate. I'm not saying I understand all that, because I did say in the past, as they raise the interest rate, the market goes up with it. But we got to factor in one thing here: the high price of oil. And if it was only the interest rate, it's not guaranteed that we were going to crash. But if we got the high price of oil, I don't know. This is questionable. And I really don't know. If I did know, I would just tell you that I know. But it's just so uncertain. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Yeah. And when you have uncertainty, what should you do? Well, you should acknowledge and be truthful that we are in an uncertain time. And no one wants to predict. And I don't blame them, because if they're wrong, then, people are going to lose money if they follow them. So I think the truth is we're just in a very uncertain time, and we should acknowledge that and tell the truth about it. And then we should say, okay, because we're uncertain, I need to be more careful. I need to manage my risk better in this uncertain times until we can verify, right? Because if we break above and we verify that, okay, we are going to break through this. And that would be where I would start opening my trades again, where we break through, like a clear break, right? Like on the 4-hour, and start to have the higher highs as well, like this. Then I would say, okay, this was not a bear trap, and I definitely want to start trading again. Yeah. But until we can verify that, it's extremely high risk. It's uncertain. That's it. That's all I have to say.
It is. Well, thank you. Excellent. Like I said, excellent technical analysis. Also, just a preview of what's coming on Sunday. As you know, we usually will go over an altcoin that we are excited about. And on Sunday, we're going to let you know actually about a new coin that's coming out. And it's about to have a pre-sale in about 7 days, I think, or so. We're going to tell you about that on Sunday. You don't want to miss that, because I think it's something to be in on early. Other than that, that's it for the crypto guys. Until tomorrow. Happy trading.
Bye for now.
Yeah.